your VMs or any other resources through PowerShell, let me take you through. So in my Azure portal, there is an option next to the search box. This is called Cloud Shell. I'll click this. Now, if you are clicking this for the first time, it will ask you to choose between Bash or PowerShell as an option. So you people can select the option as PowerShell and click this Create Storage button. So it will create a storage account in the background for the Cloud Shell to maintain its configurations. Wait for this, and once it is connected or created, let's try to do some activities by creating some resources or anything. If you want to, how it works, I'll walk you through. So suppose you get a black screen in Azure portal, it's Bash. So you can click this option and choose as PowerShell and confirm, which will change this to PowerShell as an environment. So I'm going to use PowerShell as a choice here now. Let's say I'll create a new resource group like new hyphen AZ resource group. The command, the same thing I have in chat. I mean the doc. Let's say for a resource group, you should give a name which you can type like this. Let's say PowerShell hyphen RG. And of course, a resource group must be created in a location. So hyphen location, I'll say, let's say East US. Now doing this one, it now creates a new resource group for us like this. Or let's say get hyphen AZ resource group as a command, I type it. Now, if I don't specify anything, all the available resource group it gets. Or like the same, write this command and say the particular format. Like let's say format as table. Now this will format the outcome as a tabular format and it shows this way. See? Now you can even create a new virtual machine by using the command like new hyphen AZ VM. But you need to provide these details like in which resource group you created, what is the name of that particular VM, which location you created and all. So let's say I'll just create the resource group with the name as my RGPS by using this command so that I don't need to change the next commands. So another resource group I'm creating. Now see new hyphen AZ VM followed by that the resource group in which I want to create the VM, which is this resource group name of the VM as my VM PowerShell, location as East US, virtual network name, subnet name, security group name, and public IP address name. If suppose you write this command, now what it will do, same like what happened earlier, it's asking for a username for a VM, which I'll type my some random name, let's say demo user, and password Azure at 1234567 and I hit enter. Now with whatever the username and password I gave now, a VM gets created. You see now the procedure starts. So one by one, all the components are supposed to get created. A public IP address which was mentioned, and then a virtual network which was mentioned, a subnet and everything, and you get a VM. See? So this way you can create a VM through PowerShell, and after you create it, you find like this, where you can use this command like get -az VM, give your VM name, status as format table and auto size. It will show you the status of the VM, how it is working or stopped. Using this stop command, you can stop a VM. Again, you can check the status or you can review the status of the deployment through Azure Advisor as well. I'll show you. Let's wait for the deployment to get done for a moment. So just make this clear. You can administer and manage the Azure infrastructure through such PowerShell commands as well by writing locally in your computer by installing these packages, or use the Cloud Shell. So your burden of installing the packages or authenticating with Azure is not there because you're already in the cloud platform in PowerShell, which is Cloud Shell here. So I can see now this is successfully done, which means my VM is created. Suppose if I use this command get -az VM, name of the VM, status which is running or stopped, format as table, and -auto size it's mentioned, which will auto size the table. Now it shows you this is my resource group name, VM name, location, size of the VM, OS, network interface name, VM status as running. If you want to know, in here try to go to 3 lines and virtual machines. You can see a VM named my VMPS, that is my VM PowerShell, which is up and running at this point of time. Status is running. So we can stop this as well using this command like stop azvm, where you pass the resource group name and your VM name by like this. So doing this one will stop your VM as well. So it will ask for a prompt. I say yes and I hit enter, which will automatically try to stop my VM in a moment. So the VM which is showing the status as running is now changing as deallocating, which means the VM is stopping. So once the stop operation is successful, just in case, excuse me. So just in case you run the previous command to get the status of your VM, it will show you the status as VM is stopped. So that's what it happens. So that's a simple example of this one, which is going on in here. And anyhow, you can see the status here itself. Like this is now stopping, and it says stopped and deallocated as well. So you can see now it's done. So if I use the previous command once more in here, let's say this one, stop -azvm. This will stop the VM which we did. Now let's check out the status now. This time you can see VM deallocated. Suppose I want to delete this resource group as well, I can use a command. Let's say remove -az resource group. A command like this I can use, where I can mention the name of the resource group, which is this my rgps. Suppose I paste this, and let's say VM name. Let's say no need of VM, just resource group name is enough because VM is in the resource group, and I'll force it because it's a deletion operation. So if I say -force, now this will forcefully remove my resource group here, which means a deletion operation will get initiated in the background. So that's regarding the PowerShell.